Fancy Premier League time. It's that time of the week. Alex and I are going head to head for some Krispy Kremes. Who doesn't love some damn Krispy Kremes?
Yes, first up, we'll be reviewing everything that happened in Game Week 3 and how our teams performed. We'll then be looking at the transfers we're making for Game Week 4. And at the end, we're throwing in a few tips. But first of all is that all-important review of Game Week 3.
As usual, Alex's team first.
Yeah, go on, let's do it that way. Why break from tradition? So
let's get the depression out of the way first, eh?
From the goalkeeper up, I have Pickford in goal. You know what, right? He really impressed me against Tottenham, and then since then he's decided, I'm just going to let him goals now. So clearly he has a vendetta against me. He scored me 2 points. The defence didn't do great, but they were quite cheap, so I'm not expecting them to get me loads of points throughout the season at the moment. Taylor got me 2, Johnson with 1, Mitchell with 1, and Jamal Lewis, he didn't start. He come on because he got sweet chinned music in the previous game.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is 6 points from that back five. That is, whoo, that is neglect. That is fantasy league manager neglect right there.
Well, I want to add, I got a bit unfortunate, but we'll get on to we'll get on to how unfortunate I was in a minute. My midfield, where I'm really hoping to score points. Fernandes got me 12. De Bruyne, City just, we saw what happened there. 5-2. He scored me 2 points, but it's doubled as he was my captain. Mane got me 7, which I'm hammering with. And El Neni came in because both Podence and Jesus were both out injured. Oh. So 2 points from El Nini. Up front, Martial hasn't got a goal yet. He's got me 2 points. And Calvert-Lewin, he bagged himself another goal. He got me 6 points.
Listeners, you have to understand the sacrifice we are doing. We pick our players early for this. So Jesus got taken out early.
I got fucked. We recorded this on a Tuesday. I made the transfer on the Tuesday afternoon, and then 2 days later, he's out to the 24th of October.
There's
nothing I can do. Nothing.
That's more to do with self-isolation purposes, I assume. Onto my team. Second team. I'm Emerick James, bitch. Matty Ryan, 1 point. Not going to complain. Never going to complain. You can get me whatever you get me game to game. I'm not going to complain. Alexander-Arnold, 7 points. Got the assist. What a crazy performance against Arsenal. He was amazing. Ender Stevens, 2 points only. Sheffield United are really struggling at the beginning of this Premier League. So I got to think about his position in the team. Robertson, he had a crazy mistake for the goal, but he ended up scoring against Arsenal. So he got basically a man-of-match performance with 10 points. Klitsch,
did you get the assists as well for the Lacazette then?
Yeah. If they would award him some points, I would gladly take it. Klitsch, who I transferred in, he didn't get a goal or assist, but he got a clean sheet. I'm happy with the 3 points. Did more than Saka I had previously. Aubameyang, he's starting to struggle. He is definitely starting to struggle. Only 2 points, and thankfully I didn't captain him. Salah with 5. He got the assist against Arsenal, but he's not on firing on all cylinders that we know he can. And Son Heung-min, I captained him. I really thought he was out for a big game against Newcastle, and he was hitting the post and hitting the bar, but he got injured. His hamstring got injured, so my captain choice absolutely flopped. Danny Ings, he's still doing the business. My strategy was to extract as much as I can from Danny Ings and then move on from him, but he keeps doing the absolute business. And Bamford, who I transferred in, 8 points. Got the winner for Leeds. So happy about that performance. And Mitrovic, I can't really expect so much from him. He has a lot of timber. Let's see what he can do.
Stop fat shaming Mitrovic, man. Sort your fucking self out. Leave him alone.
I can't leave him alone.
Either
I'll leave him alone
or be nice
when he scores goals. But until he doesn't, that's my team. So my team ended up with 51 points. It's above average. It was 43 points for the week. And you know what? For that, my overall rank has gone up to 486,000.
So they are the total points for game week 3. Where does that put us with our total points? I am currently sit in a very, very, very poor 145 points. It seems as soon as I decided that we're going to include FPL in our videos that I've been doing poorly. Gary, go on. You may announce to the world your points.
I'm gloating at Alex, but I'm not even doing that well. It's just that Alex is doing so badly. I am on 187 points. I've got a 42-point lead. I'm a very meticulous fantasy Premier League manager. Don't do -4 hits. Slowly transfer players in and out. This is the result of it so far. Steady Eddie.
Steady Eddie. Fuck, you must be fun at parties.
Name badges all at parties, okay?
Let's move on to our transfers for game week 4.
Okay, I'm so fascinated to see what on earth you've got in store for your team, because it needs a lot of help.
Well, that says a lot more about you than it does anyone else, because anyone with half a fucking brain cell would know that I'm transferring out the injured Jesus. He is gone. After, literally, I brought him in, he took 4 points off me, and then he got injured, and then I've taken him out. That is what has happened in my life in the past week. And I am bringing in Jimenez. Wolves have a tasty fixture list coming up, but with the Premier League how it is, they could lose all three games 3-0. I don't know, but I do think he's a good shout. And I'm also making Jimenez my captain for this week.
Ooh, very bold, very bold. Knowing your captain choices, it probably will result in a -2. But we shall get onto my transfers. I'm only doing one transfer. Son Heung-min kind of forced me into it. I ideally wanted to change Ender Stevens or Mitrovic, but I've had to take out Son. And Chelsea have got some good fixtures coming up. At least the two next fixtures. So I've decided to put Mason Mount, because Chelsea are at home to Crystal Palace and they're at home to Southampton. So a stopgap whilst I can get more free transfers in. I'm going with Mason Mount, and I'm captaining Mohamed Salah. I know he hasn't been firing, but I'm hoping from this game week onwards he will start getting the business done.
You know what, right? I'd say based off of the opening games for Palace and Southampton, they might not be as easy a fixtures as you might think for Chelsea. Yeah, especially the way Chelsea have played.
That's true. But I've always needed some Chelsea cover. I know Chelsea haven't played that well, but Mount plays like 90 minutes every game. So.
And you do get the feeling with Chelsea that the amount of quality they have, it's a matter of when and not if they click.
Exactly.
But we move on to our tips. Now, first tip is an easy one. The deadline is on Saturday at 11 a.m. So make sure you have all your transfers and you've picked your team by then. I'm going to go first. My first one is get the Wolves players in. As I mentioned before, they're playing teams now that have been quite leaky. Their next 3 fixtures look like this. They have Fulham, Leeds, and then Newcastle. All 3 of those teams have been a little bit leaky, except for Leeds, who kept a clean sheet their last game, but all of them are conceding quite a few goals. So I expect Wolves to, at the very minimum, score a few goals in those games, which is why I've put Jimenez in my team and captained him. But it's difficult to give tips with this Premier League season because, you just don't know what's going to happen. Do you know only Liverpool and West Ham won at home this game, the previous game? What is that?
Yeah, it's
what is going on?
It's difficult. It's really, that's why I put more money into players I know they're going to do the business, the Liverpool players. But I agree with Wolves, because I purposely didn't pick them at the beginning of the season because I know they start off quite slowly. But now probably is the time. That was going to be my tip as well, to select some Wolves players. You've got Podence, Jimenez is the obvious candidate, Adama Traore. They got a nice run of fixtures. They will start picking up points or at least scoring goals. My other tip is Matheus Pereira. This is kind of a differentiator pick. Not many people will have Matheus Pereira for West Brom. West Brom, they're not playing great. But if anything is going to happen, it's going to go through Matheus Pereira. And so if you want to own him for cheap, and the fact that Alex will eat my shoe if he scores 10 goals and get 10 assists this season. So if you want to hold
Gary
him...
has very small feet, so it's it's very, very petite. So it wasn't a bigger.
You want the joy of having him score points for your fantasy team, and to see Alex at the end of the season eating my shoe. He is a guy that people should own.
And that is it. Just a reminder, the deadline is Saturday at 11 a.m. No Friday games yet. I don't know if maybe they've canned them for this season. I haven't looked into it, but certainly hasn't been any Friday games as of yet. So get your transfers and pick your team by then.
If you enjoy this content, like and subscribe, and we'll keep battling for that Krispy Kreme. See you later.
See you later.